I want to address. The second matter that I'm going to address really has to do with the Independence Parade. The main reason, and I'm sure that most of you may or may not have heard what Mr. Tanku said. Mr. Tanku is making some serious allegations as it relates to the People's National Movement. And if I could make reference, in his video of yesterday, he indicated, why is the PNM so anxious for there to be an Independence Day parade? He questioned the motives and he stated, why is the PNM so anxious to have all these individuals in one place? Who exactly is the PNM trying to facilitate? The criminals? That was his question. The PNM hunger to have all these high ranking officials, seniors of the police service, the prison service, the fire service, the judiciary, all those who will be present at the parades. They are the very same people who have stated to be at risk, and the PNM still wants to put themselves at risk. So let me just say in no uncertain terms to Mr. Tang, who should really be speaking about his own portfolio and why it is so many people are being paid late, they're not receiving the NIS payments. Um, so that this disturbing audio, I want to say it is reckless, I want to say it is deliberately dishonest, and I want to say it's deplorable. And we are calling on Mr. Tanku to retract those statements because it is totally false. As the opposition, we have the right to make our inquiries. We have the right to raise issues. We have the right to ask the government exactly why it is you're canceling the parade. And therefore, we see this as a very desperate, shameless, and despicable attempt to link the PNM with the criminal elements in this country in some sinister plot. And we are therefore calling on him to immediately apologize. I want to also say that this effort to tarnish the reputation of the PNM is totally unacceptable. And Mr. Tanku ought to make sure and get his story right. The question we need to ask Mr. Tanku is that where is the Honorable Prime Minister in this matter? You have heard from the Minister of Homeland Defense, you have heard from the Minister of Justice, but you have not heard from the Honorable Prime Minister. And let me just say that it is no secret about the importance of the Independence Parade to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. As a matter of fact, in 1990, even though there wasn't an independence parade, we know that some 4 days, 30 plus days after that event, there was a show of force around the savannah. And what is clear is this government should make every attempt to let the criminals, the gangsters, and all of those who are involved in criminal activity. The government should make an extra effort to let them know that the government is not afraid of the criminals and the gangsters. And we also are aware that this People's Partnership during a state of emergency whilst they were in government, that an independence parade was held. Now, the truth be told is that the evidence is overwhelmingly clear that this People's Partnership has never put any value on the independence parade. As a matter of fact, you just need to look at the attendance of the Honorable Prime Minister to the last parades over the last 10 years. And the majority of members of her government. And you ask yourself whether they have ever placed any value on the independence parade. So the question still arises, who actually made the decision to silence our parade? It was a release from the Homeland Security, and following that, the biggest challenge for us is what really is the true story. We have had mixed messages, whether it be from Homeland Security, whether it be from Defense, whether it be from Justice, whether it be from the Minister of Finance, and of course, from the Honorable Prime Minister during her Monday night forum. So let me just share some information. If we go to the 11th of August, on the 11th of August, the Commissioner of Police made it abundantly clear that the SOE threat was neutralized. Police dismantling criminal gangs. You all need to look at it. So stated Guevara while speaking on CCTV6 Morning Edition. According to Guevara, the police response has moved from disruption to systematic dismantling of an organized criminal gang. That's what the commissioner of police said. And so he indicated first you had a disruption, then you had a dismantling. Then now, on the 15th of August, from the Homeland Security, they indicate after deliberations arising out of the same state of emergency, the government took a decision to replace the Independence Parade with a day of reflection. Now, let me just make it abundantly clear that no right thinking opposition will have a difficulty of a day of prayer. I mean, prayer is something actually we do every single day. So I just want to make it abundantly clear that there is no objection to a day of prayer, but the issue is it mutually exclusive. And we have asked whether or not it's possibility to have a scale down. And the reason being is they have not really given us a reason that is consistent. Every member of the government that speaks gives you a total different explanation as to why the parade has been cancelled. But I want you to remember that in 2021, it was stated that both cancellations result as a the cancellations were as a result of COVID. Now let us go now to what was stated on August the 15th after the release. There was a press conference that was held by the Honorable Minister Saddam Hussein as well the Honorable Minister Roger Alexander. And what was stated very clearly is that they indicated a choice to preserve security. But more importantly, they went into some very interesting issues about savings, and you would recall that they spoke about saving millions of dollars. Now, under Dr. Keith Rowley at the time, earlier this year, there was already approval for the Independence Parade. And that approval, at that time, it was going to cost some $1.5 million. So we would like to ask this government, when you talk about saving millions of dollars, with the largest cabinet we have in Trinidad and Tobago costing some $2.7 million, what exactly it is are you talking about? Because we also know we cannot ignore the fact that the Independence Parade is also an economic activity for a lot of people. A lot of small vendors who, and basically generating a lot of economic activity, not just for vendors, but for business persons. So if it is that there is some serious threat, this government really needs to provide us, the Prime Minister in particular, needs to give the country some sort of assurance that the Honorable Prime Minister is aware as to exactly what is this threat. Because you cannot have your own ministers of governance giving a different story on each and every occasion. And I want to make the point as well that about the importance of looking at the Newsday of yesterday, where they indicate that the police and military agencies have unearthed a plot to kill Minister Wayne Sturge. And let me tell you why it is important. Because what I find interesting is in that article, if you have read it, they have given us so much details as it relates to this threat that my question is, how it is that an arrest hasn't yet been made? Because if you read the article, and again, I'm looking at it, threat against Sturge. It specifically says that while the immediate threat has been disrupted, according to the police commissioner, several other co-conspirators are not yet in custody. They go on to say that, according to intelligence report, the threat is linked to the minister's refusal to comply with demands to install hand-picked people in both state and constituency level jobs. Interestingly, among the identified conspirators is a lawyer with close ties to the ruling UNC administration. Two illegal quarry operators and a senior military officer. Now, they didn't say three, they didn't say four, they didn't say one, they identified two. And they talk about the fact that, according to the police, one of the illegal quarry operators is from the Toko Sandy Grande constituency. That is where the Honorable Minister is from. And the other from Santa Cruz. And then they speak about a senior military officer has in the past been seen driving an SUV owned by a quarry operator. They are providing us here with all the information. I mean, that is amazing. So is it that they are telling the public that you have all of this information. You know the quarry operators, you know the person from the military, you know the car he's driving, and these are the circumstances that is related to the whole issue of the parade and the cancellation of the parade, and they are not able to arrest these persons who they clearly are identifying that they know. According to a sensitive report submitted to the police, the security team of soldiers and other agencies guarding the minister had to take evasive action to protect Sturge after a suspicious car with four men approached the minister as he was with two other lawyers during a visit to his constituency. Now, the question arises, they are giving us all of this evidence. And what is the population to believe? Is it a question where they are not able to deal with these people? They are not able to address these issues. They are not able to deal with these people who are allegedly involved in criminal activity. So I just want to make the point that as a responsible opposition, we have concerns, we have genuine concerns. If it is that the government, the prime minister, the minister of home defense, if you have all of this information, yes, we have to be concerned. But the concern is, what is the reason why they're not able to arrest these people if they have all of this information? So that if they took the decision, okay, you want to cancel the parade and you have concerns, we must remember that it is the said government who told us, and if you recall the prime minister saying, crime is down, you should feel safer. And having said that recently, at the same time, they are now saying that there are all of these threats. So I want to say in no uncertain terms that we have always had a proud tradition of having our independence parade. We are calling on the Honorable Prime Minister to clear the air. We have heard from several of your ministers. The country now wants to hear from you. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. Morning to the members of the media, our listeners and viewers. I'm here on behalf of the opposition to deal with some of the matters related to education. I want to first offer our congratulations of our political opposition leader as well as members of the opposition to our students who recently performed very well in the CXC examinations of 2025. I want to congratulate our students as well as the teachers and the parents and the support staff, the administration who would have been working very hard to achieve this result. I want to remind the country that we spent 2 years in the COVID-19 experience in the education sector. And indeed, from February 2020 until April 2022, our students were at home, and the effects of that COVID-19 experience experience are still being mitigated throughout education sectors, not just in Trinidad and Tobago, but throughout the world. I am sure there are parents who can tell you, and I certainly would have had students children who would have experienced this situation, and it does have a very long lasting effect on our children. And so the education sector is still in recovery mode. And from 2022, plans were put in place to get the results we are experiencing today, where our children can have increasingly successful performances at their terminal examinations. So the Ministry of Education Education would have instituted in 2022. The Re-engaging for Success plan, and that was a wide-ranging plan coming from the ministry and being implemented in our schools so that our students would be able to increase their performance in the terminal examinations and also achieve a better adjustment to their school life, coming back out to school after 2 years at home. And the aim of that plan was to ensure that we had increased success in the SEA, which is the terminal examination of primary school, as well as the CXC examinations in the secondary system. So that plan would have been driven by data, and it was really focused on 80 primary schools and 26 secondary schools. And these are the schools where we saw the greatest of difficulties in terms of performance as well as discipline. And so the Ministry of Education would have been implementing this plan throughout the years from 2020 2022. And what we have seen, and we are very happy to see it, is the steadily increasing performance of our students coming from a serious dip in 2022, where the major effects of the stay at home were felt by our students. And so we are very happy to see that increase. And we want to understand from the Ministry of Education, one of the major plans and that was implemented in that time was the Vacation Revision Program. We noticed that that program was not implemented in 2025. So we are asking for the Ministry of Education to continue to pay attention to those schools. And we would like to hear from the ministry and from the minister what exactly are the plans. We see that the Vacation Revision Program was implemented. What exactly are the plans going forward to ensure that the level of steady success and increasing success that we are seeing, we can see that in 2026. So we would like to hear from the minister with regards to the plans for this. Another issue that I'd like to raise at this time is the issue of examinations. CXC has been moving towards the examinations. In fact, they have been moving to have all of the paper ones, which is a multiple choice paper, as electronic papers, and they have other plans to ensure that the cost of examination goes down, as well as the reliability. Because we would have seen during the COVID experience, CXC also grappling with changes in how the exam had to be administered. So I know that the Ministry of Education had made a commitment to the children of Trinidad and Tobago to have laptops delivered in September. We would like to hear an update with regards to that. However, that laptop program was only dealing with Form 1 students. But when we are speaking about the e-examinations, that really has to deal with how the schools are being resourced with devices so that the Form 5 and Form 6 students can do e-examinations. Which is a much cheaper way and will help to bring down the cost. I know we are grappling with cost in this country. So I would like
power, feel the power, power.
apart from
DJ